Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yay. Right.
Hello. Yes, we are live. And this is another podcast.
The F1 mid-season review.
Yes. Brought to you by me, Defector.
And me, some random guy called Barty.
And Barty over here, Defector, yeah.
Yep. Anyway, enough introductions.
Yes.
Let's move into it.
Well, today we're going to be telling you a little bit about the Frick system, which was removed in Germany for all teams.
Oh, and Max Chun holds the record for the most consecutive races in a row, being 20, which is currently 25.
Yes, and didn't that end at Monaco?
Yes, it did.
Yes, and then after Monaco, he crashed.
And Lewis Hamilton said that he wasn't going to slow down for Nico.
Yeah, and also talking about little things on radios, I just think a slight honourable mention was the slight Williams issue as well with Massa.
Malaysia, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They just almost kind of a copy paste of what happened a few years ago
with Ferrari.
Yeah. Of being saying that Bottas was faster than him and just like don't hold him up, but obviously ignored that and just went on to get more points than Bottas at the race.
Well, can't blame him really.
No, it's just one of those situations that you can't really blame him for because, well, he won't want to repeat.
Well, anyway, since this is a mid-season review, we might as well go into who performed well and who hasn't performed well in the first part of the season.
And this is just purely our opinions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you may have different opinions on this. If you want to say anything, feel free to comment below.
Yeah, but yeah, one of the big surprises for this season for us was actually Valtteri Bottas, because he seems to be performing a lot better than he did last year.
Well, to be fair, how many points did Williams have overall this time last year?
Less than Bottas earned in Australia.
Yeah, it's like Lewis Hamilton can't complain if he's being passed by Williams this year.
Yeah, that was a funny radio thing, wasn't it? Actually, wasn't it?
Yeah. So,
but yeah, even though they've been earning more points this season, which to be fair isn't the surprise, just that he's the one who's performing better than his just performing better on the team.
Yeah.
I was expecting Massa to be the one doing that, but it's Bottas. And he's the one who's getting the podiums at the moment.
Yeah, but like I said, there's definitely a top performer there. Obviously, the biggest top performers are Mercedes.
Yeah, they seem to have gained such a big advantage this season.
Yeah.
The biggest advantage gained between seasons. But then again, somebody had to fill a hole that Red Bull left behind.
Yeah, I mean, like we say about that, about Mercedes themselves, it's like they're about how many seconds quicker than everybody? Like, how many times they've been 30, 40 seconds ahead of everybody else?
Yeah, it's just surprising. It basically means that they have to have a really bad race just to finish anyway but first.
Or crash out, which has happened.
And even when they have a bad race, it's the only team to finish in the top 3 or something, or in and around that area.
Yeah.
It's just too. It's so quick this season.
Yeah. How about this one? Bianchi. There you go, Graminazzi again.
He's not gonna let me live that one down.
Well, at least I'm taking it okay.
Yeah. But yeah, and just earning points at Monaco, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like if you would have, I know we said we expected Caterham to earn at least a point.
Yeah.
It was the other one.
Yeah, but to be fair, we don't expect that purely on the basis that of the driver lineup they had at the time.
Yeah.
But we knew at least one of the back teams would do it, and we just went on the wrong one.
Yeah, so like I said, it's like.
But the fact that he did it despite earning a penalty.
Yeah, 5 second penalty as well.
Yeah, he earned less points because of it, but he still earned points in Monaco.
Yeah, and there's
Uh,
also
That is granted that is the one race you'd expect teams like that to earn points at, but still, it's not common.
Yeah, it is. It is their first points ever in their Formula One career.
Yeah.
And also, Bianchi also needs a little bit of credit for beating Kimi Räikkönen in qualifying
in Hungary. But to be fair, that was strategic error on their part for Räikkönen, but still he did it.
Yeah, and that must be a confidence boost to get into Q2.
But to be fair, at least one driver from the back has been doing it fairly regularly recently, at least.
Yeah.
Quite a few of them have managed to get that stage, but there was even a stage. I don't know, that was last season. Never mind.
And our final top performer we want to mention is Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah, it's just with Vettel doing so badly, you wouldn't think that Ricciardo would do so well.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's a good thing for Red Bull that they've at least got someone who's performing well at this present moment, and Vettel will probably find his way. I'm expecting this half of the season now.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see Vettel staying where he's at for too much longer.
Yeah, he is at least gonna achieve at least podiums at the second half of the season at least.
That is true.
Yeah, but yeah, now we're moving on to the underperformers that we personally think they're around. Yeah, and McLaren.
Yes.
With the engine suppliers they have at the moment being one of the best ones around, and the fact that they at the end of last season they kind of stopped early on the production of that year's car, you'd think that they would have at least performed better at this season.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if they hadn't said everything that they said last season about this season, I actually think that we may not have realised how, because they're still performing better than, because they are still performing better than last year.
Yeah.
But because of all the hype, it's kind of like you feel like they're really underperforming.
I won't really call it hype. It's just more of a case of it's just built up too much of an expectation for themselves because of how early the sports at least started on this year's car.
Yeah, but they do think they have a reason to be optimistic in the second half of the season.
Yeah, but to be fair, the reason they probably got to be optimistic is probably the same reason everybody else has got to be optimistic.
Yeah,
that is doing badly. Hopefully they'll sort through their issues like with a lot of these other teams that we're going to talk about and drivers. Next one being Kimi Räikkönen, who we've already mentioned already.
Yeah.
He might, sure, Ferrari isn't exactly in the best position, but he's doing a lot worse than what you can imagine.
Yeah, considering last year in a Lotus, he was kind of up there, and he moved to a better performing car, and he's not doing as well.
Yeah, in part that might be down to his own personal mindset. He always has been one of the sort of drivers that can perform well when his mindset is right, but he'll do badly if it's not really in the right mindset. He doesn't seem to be, at least. He doesn't seem to be relaxed within the car.
Well, all we can say is best of luck for this second half of the season for him.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely got the ability to drive better than he's doing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I know Alonso's been getting most of the points for Ferrari this year.
Yeah.
Him and Ricciardo fighting for fifth place quite a lot. Has had some really good battles.
Yeah, that was only twice though.
Yeah, true, but I think because it happened in fairly quick succession, it makes you think it happened a lot.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
And Sauber's another team that we thought might do better this season, but they've kind of repeat of first half of the season last season.
Yeah, apart from they got less points. this half of the season than last half.
Well, in the first half of last season, I think they somewhat similar.
Oh, I thought they had about 3 or 4, but they've earned 0 this time.
Yeah, they probably have a little more, but it's not massively more.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have kind of underperformed like during that part.
Yeah, but the problem is they couldn't really build on the last part of last season because of all the changes.
Yeah, that's true.
To the car, and that so it's probably like just starting over again.
Yeah, but Esteban Gutierrez has said that he believes that Sauber will improve for the second half. But let's hope he's right, because they are a team that you'd expect to be not challenging for challenging with the Karams and the Mercers.
Yeah.
But which they are, unfortunately for them at least. But anyway, enough about them. Right, at least at this moment.
Yeah, I know.
The big obvious one that people probably expected, Lotus.
Yeah, reliability issues.
Yeah, they've got a lot of them.
Yeah.
Nothing more other than what happened in qualifying on last race, I believe. They just stopped the car halfway around the track and just couldn't even finish. Just one lap. Even in qualifying, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Which just highlights how badly the reliability is at this time.
Yeah, I mean the amount of times they've had to go off because of some kind of technical issue or like losing power or something.
Yeah. So it's kind of one of those situations, isn't it? Unfortunately for them, it's went bad. But I at least have to respect them on some level, at least, being that they went from a driver who being my mind's gone blank now.
You're talking about the hot-headed one, Pastor Maldonado.
No, his teammate.
Who was his teammate? There's Pastor Maldonado and
my mind's gone blank. Now his mind's gone blank.
Yeah.
Roman Grosjean.
Yeah, Grosjean.
Yeah. Last year they went from having a driver who struggling to finish a race. Now that he seems to be doing it, we moved to someone else who's hot-headed like Maldonado. Yeah, it's just they've got to give him at least some level of respect for at least attempting to use such drivers.
Yeah, taking on the hardest.
Yeah, but you never know. It's just one of those situations where once you get them driving well, I'm sure they'll be fine and they can actually get a good car behind them.
Yeah,
it's fine.
So my guess is they probably spent most of the pre-season break sorting out some reliability issues where they can.
Well, it's not like they can use the mid-season break for anything like that because the parts that they have available for this part of the season were already in production before the mid-season break.
Yeah.
So it's at most they would be kind of have more time to analyse what they have at this present moment.
Okay.
But a little more on now. Moving on to something a lot more of that on the brake system.
Yeah, basically it stands for front and rear interconnected suspension.
Yeah. This is just mostly for people who don't know what it does. It's meant to help generate a bit of downforce, and it has been recently been allowing some degree of ride height and rate control for when the car's braking, so that it can at least ease the turn into the corner and stuff like that.
It's generally for downforce and turning. Like I said, it allows the car to be run with like a much softer suspension, without the penalty of an increased roll.
The roll being where they just it ever so slightly shifts where the weight is when they're turning and stuff like that.
Yeah. So removing it means they're not as compliant over curves. Locking wheels, braking.
We should go into why they've kind of removed it. Probably. Yeah. Which being that they removed it purely on the basis that there was an article 4.15 which stated that the car is not allowed to have any aerodynamic parts
that are moving.
that are moving. Outside of obviously the rear wing.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing they allow right now. But yeah, they're not allowed to have any moving parts within the car. That increases downforce like that. So they want to outright remove the brake system. They kind of said, look, don't use the moving components of it.
Yeah.
In Britain, in the British Grand Prix, and that's about. But Germany obviously they removed it because it's just too much of an advantage.
Yeah, and also nearly every team used the frick system in some way, shape, or form. But what happened was different teams used different frick systems, except for one team which didn't. Do you know which team that was?
Carroll?
No. Caterham apparently used the frick system.
Right, okay then, go on then.
It was Force India.
Oh, okay.
Force India did not have a frick system, and what was the issue was that a letter was sent out to all the teams from the FIA saying, if you all vote unanimously for a frick system, every single team, you can have it till 2015. Now, here were the issues why every team may not have done it. One, Force India wasn't using it anyway, so they had nothing to lose. And apparently, Caterham and Sauber were upset with Minardi.
Minardi?
Not Minardi. Marussia, I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
Because apparently Marussia's frick system was a little bit more advanced than theirs, and they were all fighting for it at the bottom. So we think that's why they didn't all vote unanimously.
Well, you think that?
Well, that's speculation.
Yeah, it is at this moment, because obviously we don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah. But there's just a little bit of information for you anyway.
Yeah, and hopefully the people who don't understand this, what the frick system, the problem with it was, you understand a little bit more about it. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully we explained it well enough. Sorry if we've made it even more confusing for you, but it's just the way we've gone through it all.
Yeah. So like I said, it doesn't really perfect performance. So by removing it, won't necessarily affect how fast the car goes.
No, it does affect performance though. It affects how the
car turns. And that could be
a big issue for a lot of teams that have put too much into it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Lewis Hamilton's crash on the brakes when his brakes failed.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, that could have been down to not having the frick system and trying to get used to working without it.
Well, it has kind of hindered him quite badly since then. I think hasn't done as well as he could have done.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
It's we've got at least some news coming out from the back teams. Which is mostly what this end bit is going to be all about. Mainly the Caterham and the Marussia stuff. That's mainly what it's going to be about.
Yeah. Now.
We obviously most people by now know about the Caterham's new owners.
Yeah. But when Kimi Kobayashi was in an interview, he actually said that the Caterham team may not have survived if it had not happened.
Yeah. But this next bit was probably a bit of a surprise for him. Being that he's got replaced for the Spa-Francorchamps by Andre Lotterer.
Yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce his name at least. We don't know how long this is going to be going on for, but Caterham have said that Kimi Kobayashi is still part of the team.
Yeah.
But we just don't know how long Andre Lotterer is going to be driving for the team as a primary driver.
Yeah, well, Andre Lotterer, he's in his 30s.
32.
Yeah.
He's a 3 times Le Mans winner.
Yeah.
They mostly brought him in for the changeable conditions that is commonly found at Spa-Francorchamps. So they're hoping that will help him out and moving forward.
Yeah. So, and obviously Caterham are quite adamant that they've got updates coming up as well, like a lot of teams.
Yeah, but exactly how that will affect them is not known as yet. But yeah, the next thing we could discuss is the inclusion of Alexander Rossi joining Marussia
Yeah,
as a test and reserve
yeah.
driver.
And the thing was, he left Caterham
Yep.
to join Marussia.
Yep.
Now the big news of that is he's now going to replace Max Chilton.
Yeah, at Spa-Francorchamps.
Yeah.
Again, this is probably due to Marussia being concerned by the contract issues that are currently happening. Them discussing with Chilton about signing a new contract, or it's Chilton wanting to just want a new contract, at least one way or the other. There are issues going on with contract.
Yes.
And until this is resolved, Rossi is going to be replacing him in the car. So it's probably not the worst thing they could do, really.
Yeah.
Because they don't want a driver who's going to be kind of sidetracked by contract issues at the race.
I mean, considering the start that Max Chilton made,
Yeah.
you know, basically finishing every single race for 25 races.
Yeah.
I can understand if actually Russia want to try and keep him.
Yeah.
But again, if that's enough to make some of the bigger teams interested.
Yeah.
Maybe someone like Force India, Sava, you know, in that kind of range.
Yeah.
That may present a problem. They might be looking at the future because they have kept the same driver lineup for 2 years in a row.
Yeah. It would make sense that they would want to keep the two primary drivers they got at the moment.
Yeah.
But if they were to consider changing the team, the kind of lineup, it might be a good reason as to why they put in Alexander Rossi in a seat for this race to see how he copes.
Yes.
And at least consider it for next season.
Well, so there you go. So the Lauren teams basically are having changes.
Yeah, and it's just for now. It's there's not much we can talk about. There's nothing much left now.
Yeah. So I guess this is where we say goodbye.
Yeah, and thank you for watching.
Yes.
And if you want to see any more future, please subscribe, and we'll get around to it whenever we can.
Yeah.
And hopefully won't leave it as close to the anything this late again. It's just
yeah, well, it's all down to work issues and stuff, but we'll get things done when we can.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically, thank you for watching, and especially if it's stuck around this long.
Yeah. And if you have any comments or thoughts about anything we've said, feel free to write in below.
Yep.
All right then.
We'll see you when we release the next F1.
All right then. See you. Bye.
Bye.